that used to say Danny's Marketplace. So it looks like they're finally maybe getting close to opening this store. Or at least it's reassuring that they're actually making progress, you know? Anyway, it'll be very nice when I no longer have to shop at Walgreens. Today, I accidentally bought Honeycrisp apples, which it turns out are like $2 each. So this better darn well be good. It's impressive. It's crispy. No complaints. But still, $2. For today's cooking adventure, I made butter popcorn. For the butter stuff, you just put a lid on there and then melt some butter, mix in some salt, and then shake it up. For some reason, it never occurred to me to shake it up before. Although I guess because shaking up salt alone doesn't really do much, it won't stick. So I guess mixing the butter in with it is a really good idea. I've never done it before. I also found out a technique to get a lot of popcorn to pop without burning it all. What you do is you cook it on low heat with the lid off, or maybe medium heat or something, just lower than usual, until the first kernel pops, because then at that point you know all of them are close to popping. And then you put the lid on and you crank the heat way up so that they all pop really quickly after that, so that none of them are just already popped and just sitting in the hot pan burning for a while. So that's my tip if you ever want to make popcorn on your own. Glenn has been demonstrating to me the proper use of a scarf. Some driver just tossed like half a loaf of bread out of his window. Sorry. I told them all to say cheese. They wanted to do it in a British accent. Say. The creme brulee is very well presented. It's really good. Not bad.
You do 4 scoops of your lustrous.
According to the wise, the creme brulee here is actually really good. Apparently they make it by combining it with a smoked cheese from Szechuan. So, we're gonna watch Lucy. To be honest, I'm a little skeptical it's gonna be a good movie, but I was outvoted. So we're trying to make sweet and sour something or other that involves like mushrooms and eggplants.
Mushrooms, eggplants, and tempeh. It's gonna be sweet and sour random stir-fry vegetarian food. I think that we would need a little bit of starch, but I think we're actually really good. We're pretty good on that front as well. You know, because you get the little bit of sauce at the end, that's really going to go well over the rice. It's going to be really brilliant.
I should have been recording this, but Glenn, he added some, what was it, Chinese red pepper oil?
Yeah, Chinese red pepper oil.
And after he added that, he said, okay, yeah, now this is happening. This is a Chinese dish. So I guess it turned out okay.
I think so. But Nathan gave it a taste test. This was his first time tasting tempeh. And I think
we may have had it at hot top.
Flat top. Yeah, that's true. But they made it like super processed. But this is more like just the, you know, raw material, only slightly marinated. So it definitely retained more of its earthy and nutty flavor. And I think he enjoyed it. So I think it was a success.
I finally wrote a thank you to my dad's brother for their sending me a graduation present. I had a lot of fun going at this from like an arts and crafts perspective. That's not a usual signature for me either. Awesome. I spent some time this evening reminding myself of how hiragana works, because it's been too long, and I tried to use some on that thank you card and it didn't exactly turn out well. All 3 of us have just been sitting around the kitchen table, and I've been playing classical music because so far we've been listening to Glenn's music and G's music, but now we're listening to my music tonight. So I think this apartment situation is going to work. Oh, and by the way, my opinion about Lucy is that go ahead and watch the first third of it up until she first gets the drug in her system, and then after that there's no need. You can kind of just leave. because after that point, she's basically a superhero in a movie with no supervillain. So there's no real conflict. She just steamrolls straight over everybody. And there's not really any scientifically interesting things that they talk about either. So I didn't get much from the last 2/3 of the movie, but I think the setup was good. Do you want to talk about my bathroom? Let's talk about my bathroom. Today, I cleaned the mirror. Bet you can't even tell that's a mirror, right? Except that you can see yourselves, which is unusual. And I cleaned the sink. Yay! Did I whip that off? Whatever. So I'm glad that I'm doing stuff about the things that I can do stuff about in this bathroom. But the bad news is we're having a bit of an issue with the plumbing in the unit above us. I've let our landlords know this. I've been sending them progressively more irritated emails over the past 3 weeks. I'll link you to the videos that I sent them if you want to see. So anyway, we've had to like set up some buckets here for that. And if you can't tell, there's a little bit of mold growing over there in the corner too. And you may also have noticed that the shower curtain is gone now. The shower rod just kept falling over, so I took it off. Although, I think I may have come up with a better technique for securing the shower rod now, so we might try putting it back on if this thing on its own stays up for long enough. I had it working for a while, I don't know how, but then once we started messing around with it with the current, it's been falling off even though there's no longer a shower curtain on it anymore. Anyway, what I tried doing was putting it at like a couple of degrees off of like the perpendicular angle between these two walls, and then extending it to its full length there, and then like locking it at that length, and then forcing it to be perpendicular. So hopefully that will make there be a little bit more friction, and it'll stay put now. I don't know if that verbal description helped you very much, but anyway, if you're ever trying to pull up a shower rod, you could try that. That might help. So today I tried combing my hair while I was still in the shower. And then right after I got out, I put it in a kind of ponytail at the nape of my neck. So, I mean, I'd heard that that would make it behave a little better. And perhaps it did, but on the other hand, this is what that ended up looking like.